Our prayer for you is that you would come to know God, that you would find freedom, that you would discover your purpose, and ultimately make a difference. Now, one of the things that we're discovering here at Mosaic Church is that finding freedom usually happens best within the context of relationships. And relationships usually happen best within the context of small groups. But you don't have to take my word for it.
The kinds of connections I've made in my group, I would say, would be like real friendships. The stories that we shared in this group are stories that I haven't shared with a lot of people. And to find that a lot of the stories were similar, it felt like when someone was talking that like they were in my past. And so we connected in a very real and a genuine way because we got really, really deep in our conversations. So I would say real friendships.
My biggest takeaway was from knowing God was the idea about that the knowledge of God and knowledge itself can be in different ways, from analytical sort of head knowledge to the more emotional and sort of a deep, a spiritual knowledge, and how those can differ and have their different significances in your life. And then a takeaway that we had from the Play the Man series was about how as men we're the leaders of our families and how that's important, and sort of forming a family a creed or a mantra for your group, and that's something that we challenged each other to do throughout the series.
These connections have helped me in my spiritual growth by knowing that it's okay to not be okay sometimes, because I'm not alone in that. Being in this group, I realize there's other people that are like me, that sometimes you're going to have a bad day, sometimes you're going to doubt, and that doesn't mean that, God's mad at you. God still loves you, God is still giving you the grace, and He wants you to rely on Him. Sometimes you need to feel that weakness so that way you go back to your source of strength. And that's what I feel like is what helped me with my spiritual growth. I don't have to be strong. It's okay to be weak sometimes because others are in the same boat, just like me.
If you're hesitant, I think small groups are really awesome because they give you the opportunity to further on your walk with God, but also just form friendships, even in the most seemingly silly ways. But we're just doing life together and talking about whatever, like you would with any of your friends, and those relationships can be really rewarding. But the fact that you're also, getting the opportunity to commune deeply with them about these topics is really valuable.
If you're ready to take your next step in joining a small group or even hosting a small group, then head over to mosaicchurchsa.com/groups. There you'll find information about the different groups that we'll be hosting during next semester. If you have any questions, you can reach out to one of our small group pastors, and they'll be in touch with you over the course of the next couple of days. Hey, get excited